Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm, part 53, Direction and Counting. Just continuing on with a lot of the different topics we've discussed and introduced. Last episode, what we were doing with the El Camino es mejor que el calle. Again, just me trying to show you some fundamental iterations and substitutions of letters, but certainly of logic. And so I just wanted to cover that again. Literally, the word camino has 3 syllables, calle has 2, so it's literally more, or better, excuse me. And then, but logically, right? Think the way is better than the road. That just, again, I can't prove that, but it just sounds like a poem. Sounds like something you'd hear a movie character say after, right, maybe the Book of Eli. At the end of the Book of Eli, Denzel Washington goes, El Camino es mejor que el calle. You know, it could be like a movie quote. But that's the point of conjectures at the higher levels of logic, right? That's why quotes are really applicable to people. Quotes are reductions of logical conjectures. And it's just very apparent through the Spanish language. And again, if you were to ask me, Brad, what are you really trying to learn from the language alphabet level? It's Y, say, in this Polish alphabet, which Polish sounds very phonetically like Spanish to me. Why is that in the 3rd place of the alphabet? And then I would say, that's a sound, but like, there's no resonance to that. So like, what's going on there? But continuing on, now El Camino es más que el calle. Now that's more. The way, or the way is more than the road, right? The way is better than the road. The way is more than the road. And now, again, this is just how I do. For whatever reason, these proofs are just coming in Spanish, because that's probably like the language I'm learning. But, or that's probably something I don't know. But now, how about again? I don't really know why that it's a logical conjecture. But now we have base, más, and mejor. Again, right, if I pick up an object and it interacts with light, it's going to, this is the base, and then it has 2 iterations of shadows. So right, in the English language, we say going, going, gone. Right? Good, better, best. So just working through some logical derivation there. But we do have a direct linguistic phonetic proof, right? Base, avec, or con, be, the V and the B are interchangeably phonetic in the Spanish language. So again, that was just, again, a direct logical step that I've taken. Don't really know how to make a cool proof or that much interesting explanation. But I do have a slang proof for you today. Translate this for me. Mano y mano. I'm sure that's something you've said to your bros or your gal pals or your friends or something in a competitive environment. So what does that mean? One-on-one, correct? No. First of all, it's apostrophes, that it's bro and bro. Hermano, brother, bro. Let's go, bro. Bro and bro. Which kind of slang translates to one-on-one, logically. But literally, mano y mano, people say it in English all the time. It means bro and bro. So that's the Spanish I wanted to cover. Again, this is just the logical introduction for me. Like I said, I go out, study language, get a bunch of data points, and that's where I'm at personally. But now let's get away from Spanish and just ask the physics, mathematical question. How does base determine a reference frame? Albert Einstein, general relativity, speed of light is constant, and right, speed is relative, it depends on the reference frame. Just throw that out. The only reference frame is vibration, which produces light, which produces momentum. So how does a base determine a reference? Specifically to counting, right? We talked in the counting episode, like I said, I needed a reference as to, again, getting to physics, why, chirality, dimensionality, trying to cover new stuff. Like I said, from the linguistics, it's very clear you have a base, and then you have 2 iterations. You have 1, 2, many iterations. So, how does a base determine a reference frame? What implications does that have to counting? And here's some empirical evidence. The first floor is different in England than the United States of America. True or false? True. Very clear physical apparatus, a building, edificio. Everyone knows what a building is. You want more floors, you can put more cubicles, more surface area. But very clearly, we have inconsistent labeling of counting for something very as simple as a building. So what's the resolution to that? What can we say that's more definitive, that's more insightful, that's more direct? Let me make sure I'm still rolling. And so just the presence of this inconsistency in counting, this makes me ask, what is the relationship and presence of continuous and discrete functions? That should sound like a math statement, but we just again take a building. To me, there has to be continuous functions, continuous labeling, continuums physically, and then there has to be some sort of locality, discreteness in the system. And again, everything's connected, nothing is touching. So again, what does the first floor problem or the first floor resolution say about mathematical functions? What's the mezzanine floor of a function? Which functions are the mezzanine floors? I don't know, but again, just I'm thinking. But that was also, again, that's direct empirical evidence. And that was just consider the difference between iteration and substitution. What is iteration? What is substitution? Iteration, to do again, to do better, to improve. Substitution, to replace. So, does language iterate or substitute? Does logic iterate or substitute? What is the relationship? What are the differences? Because again, we've asked the question, what are the physical motivations for mathematical operators? What is the motivation or the difference between substituting something and doing something again? When will you keep doing something and when will you scrap it and do something again? How does that relate to physical efficiency? If I can figure out exactly the difference, mathematical difference of iteration and substitution, should be able to draw some logical fundamental relationship with an axiom. So that's where I am there. General relativity and the speed of C. What does this intuition say about just straight up Albert Einstein's intuition about the speed of light? Right, the speed of light is constant in all reference frames. I would just say the speed of light vibration is the base, and that's the proper reference frame. So now forget physics, right? Just talking language, base and range. What's exactly the contextual difference between base and basis? But right, you're born, right? Timing is everything. Everything is everything. A is A. You start out, your base is generality, and your knowledge, your learned skill sets, the facts you know, that's specificity. So I don't know. That's what I have from Rhythm to Algorithm Part 53, Direction and Counting. Thanks for watching.